Welcome back to another episode of Those Two Dudes. It's that dude, Josh.
That's that dude, Ruben.
Man, the best time of the year has finally arrived. And I know I'm talking about football season, but that's actually coming on the tail end. In between football season is Christmas. Obviously, talking about Christmas, thinking about Christmas will always take us back to when we were kids, and it was just a peak time of our life. You know, when we were kids up until probably we moved out of our parents' house, Christmas was everything that we always looked forward to. Yeah, I mean, you just can't say enough about Christmas. So I want to take a little bit of time, make this a little Christmas episode, talk about Christmas movies. Obviously, that's a big topic of conversation. Kind of what are some of our favorite Christmas movies, just favorite Christmas pastimes, all that jazz. Josh, when you think about Christmas, man, what are some things that come to your mind?
I mean, obviously, you got your opening gifts with your family, right? As a kid, it was always just going to my grandparents and opening gifts, not besides, you do your own thing at your parents' house or whatnot, but then you go to other people's house, other relatives. I remember, I think just going to my grandparents who passed away when I was 12 or 13 on my dad's side. Every Christmas, I guess I think back about those days and times with them and whatnot. And then just I think one tradition that my mom does is she still puts stockings up with all of our names when we go over there. And every year, she'll put lottery tickets, just fruit, candy, all kinds of little stuff in there. And it's the only time I ever scratched lottery tickets. So there you go. It's just, I don't know. That's like one of her traditions. So I think about that. I don't know. What about you?
Man, Christmas, it just takes you back to when you're kids, opening gifts, Christmas morning. I know, one of the sayings is, just in life in general, when you're excited about something or you're super eager, you describe it as, oh, it's just like Christmas morning. Because there's just, as a kid specifically, there's no other feeling than, waking up Christmas morning on running on 3 hours of sleep because you couldn't sleep the night before. Because you're trying to look out for Santa Claus coming in through your back door or through your chimney or whatever setup you had growing up. Yeah, man, it's fun. It's so fun. The decorating, the music, the food, the movies, everything that comes along with it, the cold weather. Obviously, we're from the South, so we don't really get your traditional cold weather that you would get for
Yeah.
Christmas.
It's hit or
Uh,
miss, and usually even when it does come, it's like a little bit after Christmas. It's not really right around. It's maybe a few weeks after something, or
yeah,
but yeah, we don't get tons of cold weather. Definitely the music though. Yeah, music, Christmas music. You only listen to it one time of the year, like for a few weeks. So yeah, definitely Christmas music and traditional old school songs that were probably popular when your grandparents were kids or whatever. So yeah, definitely Christmas music is one thing, but also movies. There's a lot of there's some newer movies and there's some historic movies as well. So
yeah, for sure, man. For sure. And like you talked about, right? Just as important as movies are and, getting attached to watching all these Christmas movies and making sure you're checking off all these boxes of movies to see during the Christmas season, so is music, right? I know Christmas music, unfortunately, there are people that listen to Christmas music year round, but those are animals. Let's be real. Christmas music shouldn't be played till after Thanksgiving. But yeah, I mean, you got your jingle bells, your jingle bell rock, and then you got people that sing it like Frank Sinatra to, the Jonas Brothers, probably. I don't know. Everyone sings the same songs, put their own little beat to it. But all in all, it's Christmas music is pretty cool. I do enjoy it. Again, I enjoy it for about a month out of the year. Anything more than
yeah.
that, we might start fighting. But yeah, so obviously a ton of Christmas movies out there. We had to compile a list. There's a ton out there. I'm just going to spitball some movies out there without saying them in any particular order. You got the Home Alone movies. You got all the Santa Claus movies. There's 3 of them. You got Elf. I know that's a classic. You got The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, Polar Express, Miracle on 34th Street, Jingle All the Way, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Scrooged. You got A Charlie Brown Christmas. People may know Charlie Brown Christmas, or they even may know just the songs that come from Charlie Brown Christmas, because that too in itself is Christmas music.
Right.
And then you got, and then they got those cartoon ones that aren't, I don't even know if they constitute as cartoon. They're like the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Frosty the Snowman. You know what I'm talking about? It's really,
classic.
yeah, they're classic.
Kind of like we were talking about with the music that was popular, probably Christmas songs that were popular when our grandparents were kids. Those are some. I think those movies came around at least definitely when our parents were kids. Maybe when our grandparents were kids as well.
Yeah, for sure. So just a ton of classic movies out there. And then you have some movies that take place during Christmas, not necessarily Christmas music, but people constitute them as Christmas movies, such as, like the movie Die Hard, right? Die Hard. And that's something that I do want to talk about, but I'll give that a little second here. But movies also like Harry Potter. Josh, I know you mentioned, people watch Harry Potter during the holidays.
Yeah. I have to mention Harry Potter, I guess, because my girlfriend brought it up. I'm like, what's Harry Potter got to do with Christmas? And it's not a Christmas movie. Same thing with Die Hard, but if you look at like a list of Christmas movies, Harry Potter will pop up. My girlfriend says it's a Christmas movie. Whatever. I don't think it is in any shape, form, or way, but whatever.
Yeah. So again, right, it's when you compile a list of your favorite Christmas movies, it's not what it's definitely a personal list, because it's not what do you think the best Christmas movies are. It's what movies do you watch? What are your favorite movies to watch around Christmas time? Right. So there's definitely a difference there.
It is a difference, but yeah, like you said, it's kind of like, what do you watch around? And it's not always a straight up Christmas movie. It's kind of like a lot of times it would be like, what did you like as a kid? What did you watch with your family at that time of the year as when you were a kid? And you probably still turn that on at this time of the year. And to you, it relates as a Christmas movie because you would always watch it, as a kid with your family or whatever, but that doesn't necessarily make it like Christmas.
Yeah, for sure. And, kind of, again, more examples of this. And also I left out the movie A Christmas Story, classic. I had to throw that. I totally forgot about that one. Movies that also fit that bill of movies that, you maybe watch during the holiday season aren't technically a Christmas movie. Like maybe like the movie Batman Returns, super old school, Tim Burton, like 93. People watch that as a holiday movie, but it's because it takes place during Christmas time, right? It takes place when it's cold, when it's snowing, when there's Christmas lights. So there's a lot of movies like that. And Josh, I already see it. We're already disagreeing about something, man. You said Die Hard wasn't a Christmas movie. I just want you to state your case, because
that literally falls under the same category as the movies you're talking about.
That's fair. And I have a perfect example. I have a perfect counter to that. I just want you to tell me why movies like Die Hard aren't a Christmas movie.
Because you just said it. You said it yourself. We're talking about movies that, they take place around a cold time of year, or you might see some Christmas lights in the background or something like that. Those aren't Christmas movies. So
okay.
What makes Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna give you your answer. This is what makes Die Hard a Christmas movie. The answer to your question is a question. Is Home Alone a Christmas movie?
Yes.
Why?
They do Christmas carols, right? And they go to the church, and he talks to the lady at the church right around Christmas time, Jesus' birth and all that stuff. There's lights throughout the movie. It's everything. The whole theme is Christmas. Like it's got they take a family Christmas vacation. That's he doesn't, but the whole family does.
I think the main character is left out of that Christmas vacation.
The main character is left behind, but the family takes a Christmas vacation. So everything about it's Christmas. So I'm probably forgetting other stuff too, but
Home Alone checks off the same boxes Die Hard does as being a Christmas movie. It's a movie that takes place during Christmas time.
But there's so many sub stuff that's going on that's Christmas related.
Same for Die Hard. They're having a Christmas party That's a Christmas office party, which is why they invite the officer, which is the chick's. I don't know if it's her husband or her estranged husband or what. He travels cross country just for this office Christmas party. He comes. At some point, they're wearing Christmas hats. There's Christmas lights and decorations everywhere. Now, granted, people are dying throughout the entire movie, not necessarily Home Alone. But look, if you want to talk about people dying, really, Kevin McAllister should be, he needs to be arrested because Marv and Harry, they died a long time ago in part one for what he did to them.
Yeah, like, he was trying. They were trying to kidnap him and steal all his stuff and everything. Of course. What do you mean? He was.
I understand they were trying to kidnap. No, they were trying to rob the house. They were trying to rob the house. Kevin was trying to kill them. There's a difference.
He was protecting his belongings, his everything that his family owned. That's his house. He has that right.
Man, he just went lethal though. Like he didn't try to call law enforcement. He just tried to kill them. He said, "Not my house, not my territory."
He tried to scare them away, and they just refused. They just kept coming back They kept taking a beating and coming back over and over again.
They did
this. That's on them.
Yeah, they did this in Chicago, and then they went ahead and did this again in New York in part 2.
Yeah, that's funny as crap. Man, that's a classic though. Yeah, Harry Potter. Home Alone is definitely a Christmas movie. I'm gonna have to watch Die Hard again. There's no way. It's like a killing movie.
It's an action Christmas movie.
Yes, an action movie. No Christmas. There's a little part that's about Christmas.
There's Santa Claus in it. There is Christmas music. There's Christmas lights. The whole purpose of it is he's going cross country to see his wife at an office Christmas party. It has a happy ending.
Well, there you go. There's a good poll question for Instagram right there, because there's no way.
Yeah, of course there is. Of course. Man. Okay. So, and then look, going across a couple of these others, at the time they might have sounded like good ideas. Maybe in hindsight, they didn't age well looking back on them. Some of these movies. So like Home Alone, for instance, could they make Home Alone in 2021? Parents leaving a kid at home, to go on vacation.
That might take a lot of criticism. Look, people pick apart everything these days. Any movie made over 10 years ago is just gonna get criticized for something. But whatever. I ignore all that. If it was good, it's good.
So like I know what movies we just talked about. I know we've talked about in the past A Miracle on 34th Street. That one right here, I think the idea of it might have sounded good, but like when you start to put, pen and paper to film, maybe it didn't turn out the best. I think it just because it's a Christmas movie, people love it, but the storyline didn't make no sense.
You don't like that one?
It's all right. The problem, honestly, and spoiler alert for those that haven't seen Miracle on 34th Street, I'll give away the ending. So this lady is a single mom to this girl. She's like a workaholic. She doesn't believe in Santa. The daughter doesn't believe in Santa. And all the daughter wants is a dad and a family. That's it. She doesn't believe in Santa. Because Santa hasn't granted that request. So lo and behold, Kris Kringle picks her out of everybody in the world to help out. So she tells him her request. He does his magic, and fast forward the end of the movie, she wakes up, and granted, this dude's been in the picture the whole movie, but she wakes up and her mom is just magically engaged. Like it was a secret overnight. And then she's like they were talking about their conversation with Santa, and like the mom was asking the daughter, like, "Oh, like, did you wish for something else?" And she was like, "Yeah, I wished for like a brother or sister or something." And then the mom and the newly engaged fiance, they just look at each other like as if she might be pregnant all of a sudden, so like in a span of 5 minutes, the mom became engaged and pregnant. And it's like that What
The
like what
miracle
happened?
on
What
34th,
just happened?
an absolute miracle.
That is a miracle on 34th Street.
No, yeah, it was a good movie. I mean, yeah, come on, yeah, a little cheesy, I guess, but it's good, especially when you're a kid. Um, any old school movie? Look, A Christmas Story. You kind of mentioned that one.
Yeah.
I think the older I get, the more I like that one for some reason. I don't know why.
That's funny. That's funny you say that because the older I get, the more I don't like that movie. And
Really?
maybe, I can probably blame TNT for this, for just playing it for 24 hours. If they just played it sparingly throughout the Christmas holidays, I might appreciate it more. But like having it on all day, like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's fine. Like, I'm not saying I hate the movie. I just feel like it's overplayed.
Yeah, it's probably is overplayed. They do play it a lot. And here's another one that I'd never seen until the other night. In Bernie, they had like a downtown movie for the city of Bernie or whatever.
Yeah.
Called A White Christmas. It's like more like a musical type thing, but it's about a guy that I guess he does a lot of work. He's in the show business.
Yeah, yeah.
You've seen it?
So wait, White Christmas, isn't that like a super old movie?
Super old, yes.
Yeah,
old.
I think it's like Bing Crosby, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it came out in 1951.
Yeah, then that's where he like sings at the end, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, and it's like, right? Like super classic moment or something.
So he's in showbiz. He works a lot. And then his friend tries to get him to date a lady, and they meet two ladies who are also in show business, but they're like a lower level than they are, I guess. So the girls are kind of trying to get their help, and then, long story short, yeah, they kind of hook up and whatnot. So yeah, but it's a musical. But
yeah, I'm familiar with that movie. I haven't seen it. I mean, I know it's like a movie from the 50s or something.
Oh yeah,
so
very very old.
I can't say that.
I can't like 44.
Yeah, I can't say that'll be in my queue to watch anytime soon. But like you said, if you happen to be somewhere and it's playing, you'll probably watch it. Right. But yeah, I mean, I'm not, obviously that movie is not bad. Like that, it's a classic.
No, movie. I think the rating was like a 7.8 or so, which is great. It's great. It's really old, so probably a lot of people our age or especially younger than us, they probably haven't seen it or don't watch movies that old. But the movie had a great rating and it was actually pretty decent. So
okay. And yeah, so like we compile the list, 1 through 10. Obviously these movies are going to be about, they're Christmas movies. Well, I feel they're Christmas movies, but they're also going to be about the times, right? Based on our age. So if you're younger than us, or if you're older than us, you'll probably, you might disagree, but it's definitely an age thing because it's what we grew up watching.
Yeah. There's probably like a gap. Like if you're between like 30 and 40, you probably fall in line with these same movies.
Right? I'd say I'd say anywhere from like 24 to like 42.
24? That's pushing it.
All right, 26 and a half to 40.
Somewhere, maybe late 20s, whatever. I'll give you that. But,
okay. Yeah, okay, so we'll go number one. Number one greatest Christmas movie of all time is Home Alone. Now, it's Home Alone because this movie, for me, is a year-round movie. I probably watch this once a month. Like, this movie it's funny, it's great, it's perfect to watch in June. Like it's just, it has, when you picture Christmas,
it's not quite as good in June, but you could still watch it in June, definitely.
Yeah. But when you close your eyes and you picture Christmas, Home Alone has everything that you would picture, right? Like it's a family movie, there's snow, it's funny, there's Christmas trees, like just like there's cheese pizza, like there's just a lot of things. Christmas, like family.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was making my point that Home Alone is a legit Christmas movie, and Die Hard is like
it is.
Home Alone gives you the Christmas feels, all the feels, like everything, right?
Well, that's why it's number one. That's why it's number one. That's why it's number one. Yeah, so it's number one for a reason. I actually also I have a son. He's 7. I asked him what was his favorite Christmas movie. He said it was a tie between Home Alone 1 and Home Alone 3. And then
Ooh,
our conversation ended after that because it doesn't matter what he has to say after that.
he could
But
have at least said he could have at least said Home Alone 2.
he skipped to 3. He skipped to 3, and then that voided the rest of the conversation. So
Yeah,
that was it. His opinion didn't matter after that.
3. That's brutal. It went
Yeah.
downhill after 2. That's for sure.
So all right, Home Alone 1. Number 2, I have the Santa Claus. Tim Allen, the original Santa Claus. Movie's hilarious. Tim Allen's hilarious. I was a huge Home Improvement fan back in the day. This was just an extension of that in a Christmas movie. So pretty funny stuff. You got to appreciate that movie.
Oh, definitely. And they made like 3 of them, didn't they?
They did. They made 3 of them. Yeah. Which the second one also isn't that bad. The second one's pretty good. It's not on my list here, but the second one's pretty good. The third one I might have seen once and just kind of moved on. Yeah.
Yeah. They just stretched it out a little too far. They wanted to, get as much as money as they could out of that.
And they probably did, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Number 3, I got Elf. Dude, Elf is probably
that's probably what the newest movie.
I think the most recent of the Christmas movies that I have on this list.
Yes, that's definitely a great movie.
Great movie.
It's hilarious.
Great movie. I mean, everything about that. The cast is great. Think about it though. Will Ferrell at the time, obviously him being Buddy the Elf, he actually, I know it's hard to remember a time when Will Ferrell wasn't famous, but he was kind of up and coming at that time. So to cast somebody in that role and then him be it, that whole movie, the premise of the movie, him not being a real elf, him actually being somebody from the real world,
and being huge.
It's hilarious.
He's like super tall.
Yeah,
he's like 6'5" or something.
Elf is hilarious. Elf is hilarious. Laugh out loud. Great movie. Number 4. Here's where we start to like kind of shift things around a little bit. Number 4 for me was the movie I'll Be Home for Christmas. You remember this one?
You're gonna have to give me.
So this one right here, you taking a page out of the TV show Home Improvement. This is with the 90s heartthrob of Jonathan Taylor Thomas. He's in college with the dating a very young Jessica Biel as his girlfriend. Obviously, they didn't make sense as a couple, but Hollywood said otherwise. And he's in school in California. Dad lives back home in New York, and his dad's trying to get him to come home for Christmas. He's being stingy about it, and his dad says, "If you come home for Christmas, I'll give you this like 1960 something Porsche car.
Oh God!
If you just show up." And so naturally, he was like, "Oh, I gotta go then." Well. He goes, and the whole movie is the whole trip from him all the way from California to New York or wherever the home was, and all the adventures and hoops and laterals he had to go through to get home. So I thought it was a funny movie.
I don't remember that one.
It was a movie that again, something that we grew up with. That was like in middle school, I think, when I was there. So with kind of again, right, just with the times, if you're significantly older than us or younger than us, probably not in your wheelhouse, but because of the age that we are, this was right up there for me.
Okay.
Number 5, I have Jingle All the Way.
Who was the lead actor?
Classic duo. I can't think of a better duo than Sinbad and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, yes. They're fighting over that toy, right?
Turbo Man. They're fighting over Turbo Man.
Okay. That's a pretty good one. Yeah, another one. Same thing, just for the time being.
So, I watch this movie yearly, and I got to say, as a parent, I'm looking back at it. Arnold Schwarzenegger and his whole deal is, again, he's a workaholic. A lot of these Christmas movies revolve around a workaholic in the family. But he's a workaholic. And then he comes to realize, what? I got to buy my kid something for Christmas. So he asks his son what he wants. He tells him Turbo Man, whatever. And then the idea is he's going to go shopping for the toy on Christmas Eve. So this dude doesn't know what his son wants going into Christmas Eve. Like you're setting the president as a terrible parent when you don't know what your kid wants for Christmas Eve. Also, the mom left it up to the dad to go get him his gifts. What did she do? She didn't do anything. So she's just as guilty for having not got him what he really wanted leading up to Christmas. So bad parenting all around in Jingle All the Way, I will say.
Oh man.
Yeah, still a good movie though. That Turbo Doll, man, is pretty awesome. Number 6, I had to throw it in here, man. Home Alone 2.
Yeah, I'm down. Yeah, it was also a very good movie. Like I said, 3's when it went downhill. 1's great. 2's solid, like literally solid. There's nothing wrong with it. So I'm good with 2 being on the list as well.
Home Alone 2, Christmas movie. It's in New York. Obviously, when you think of Christmas, just in general, you think of snow, huge trees, lights, New York City. So they kind of hit a home run there. And then for whatever reason, you have the same bad guys chasing them just in a different city. What are the odds?
They got out of jail and they ended up in the same city.
They got out of jail and they ended up in New York City.
The family went to Florida though, right?
The family, yeah. In the first movie, they went to Paris, which they just skipped countries for Christmas. And then this time they went to Miami for Christmas. So yeah. I don't blame Kevin for just be like, what the hell's wrong with y'all? Like, why wouldn't we just stay home? We have this huge 2-story house with 10 bedrooms and the entire family. Why would we go somewhere else? That doesn't make any sense. But
there's no telling how much that trip costed. Gee whiz.
Yeah.
It's like 12 of them or something. I don't even know.
Something like that. And then that cheapskate uncle that just refused to pay for anything.
Yeah.
All right. So I got Home Alone 2, number 6. Number 7, Josh, I got Die Hard. I got Die Hard on the list.
I definitely didn't sign off on that one. That's for sure. He kind of just snuck that one on the list.
All right.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
It's worth what dude. After this, you're gonna have to watch it now. You're gonna have to watch it. Also, I'm sure you're gonna see it on TV now too. It just is because people recognize it as a Christmas movie. All right, number 8. Again, right? A little bit more controversy, not necessarily a Christmas movie, maybe a holiday movie instead. I got the movie You've Got Mail. Have you seen that? With Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan. Classic duo.
I've definitely seen it, but I'm drawing a blank as far as the storyline and all that go.
Yeah.
Help me out.
You've Got Mail. So You've Got Mail is about it's definitely a movie for its time. I think it's like late 90s. Yeah. So it's a dude and a girl. They're older. They're probably like early 40s. They go on an internet chat site like AIM, AOL, and they meet that way, and they strike up this whole conversation, but they always agree to not give each other personal information so they don't know each other. It's just it's harmless talk. But in real life, they're both business owners, and their businesses are rivals with each other.
Oh, shoot.
So this takes place during Christmas. There's a lot of Christmas theme to it. Well, eventually Tom Hanks, they ended up buying Meg Ryan's business out. So that was like a big thing. And then halfway through the movie, they do decide to meet. And then Tom Hanks finds out that it's actually Meg Ryan that's on the other end. He ditches her. But then later on, he tries to kind of like slowly, try to figure things out with her, but she's not having it. And I don't know. It's a romantic comedy, so naturally it works itself out, and they become the one. They become together. They're really. You can guess what the ending is,
right?
But,
okay, yeah, I've definitely seen it. I just don't really remember it, and I'd probably know more if I watched it now than probably when I watched it when I was 12 or whatever. So
yeah, You've Got Mail is a good movie, man. It's a good movie. It's a nice little romantic comedy. I know you love your romantic comedies.
Oh yeah, I've always been a fan of chick flicks, even since the day I was about 13 years old.
Oh my god, man! We got to put that on your podcast profile. Okay.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. So, dude, you just gotta watch it. It's not. It's a really good movie. It's funny. It's a good movie. It's got Tom Hanks. Can't go wrong.
Okay.
Number 9, I threw on Polar Express again. Speaking of Tom Hanks,
That's a newer one too, right?
this one was probably 2002,
Jeez, whiz.
2000. Let me see. Let me pull it up right now. I want to say it was around the same time as Elf. Polar Express was 2004.
Oh wow. What is Elf? Elf's not that old, is it?
Elf is 2003.
Oh my God. I'm old. This that's 18 years ago.
Yeah,
Elf is from 2003.
almost 20 years old.
That's craziness. I was thinking like late 2000s, maybe.
No.
No, we're talking early 2000s.
Yes.
Wow.
03 for Elf, 04 for Polar Express.
That was the cartoon type movie, right?
Yeah, so the reason why this hit my list is because as a kid, it's a book. Polar Express is a book. It's a kid's book. And I loved the book as a kid. I thought it was a pretty cool book. And so when they made the movie, I was like, oh, I'm all in. I'm all in with the movie. I don't know. I thought it was a good movie. It was like little like CGI kids movie or something, but it worked. I thought it was decent. It was fine.
Okay.
And number 10, if I'm being honest, I threw it on here just because it's a classic. But I threw on A Christmas Story.
Oh, good. That should be on the list.
I was teetering along this one with A Christmas Story, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and then
A Christmas Story for me would have probably been top 5, along with Home Alone, Elf, Santa Claus. Those are probably my top 4.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, A Christmas Story is good. Again, right? It's not that I don't like it. It's just that.
What about Jack Frost?
Oh, that's another one. Yeah, you remember Jack Frost?
But I'd have to go to really understand it. I have to watch it again. But I remember that was one of the ones from around our time frame. So
yeah, so Jack Frost, for people that don't know, that movie is about this dad dies suddenly, I think like in a blizzard car crash or something like that, on his way to go see his son. And then as fate would have it, he turns into a snowman, like every original Christmas classic. He turns into a snowman, so he's able to maintain a relationship with his son. I'm being honest with you, I don't remember how this movie ends. Do you remember how it ends?
No, I don't.
I mean, I can guess that he's not the snowman for long because, spring comes and summer comes. I don't know if I've seen too many snowmen out in May and June and July.
He probably they have their moment basically to say goodbye probably, and he probably just vanishes, right? Or
he does like the little wind and like stars in the wind and they blow away.
Yeah, that probably is literally what happened. Something like that.
Yeah, so like that's the list. I know this list, it ain't perfect. Everyone's gonna have their own list. Josh, you have your own list. So Christmas movies are fun to watch, man. And if you guys have a Disney Plus subscription, I would get all over that because they have a ton of Christmas classics on there. I know HBO Max also has a few, and even Netflix. But man, check out these Christmas movies. It'd be a lot of fun. Sports is kind of slowing down a little bit. And obviously, NFL is still rocking right now.
Speaking of Christmas, though, and sports, tying them together, Christmas time is a great time for sports. You got a little bit, you get some basketball, you get some football, NFL, bowl games. The college football playoffs start right after Christmas. So, yeah, Christmas time, December, the end of December, it's a great time for sports, too.
The end of December, yes. The middle of December, a little slow. A little slow.
We got a break between college football, bowl games, and championship week. Right now, there's no college football going other than the Navy Army game this weekend.
Yeah.
So I get a little slow, but right around Christmas, right after Christmas, picks up big time.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. So it's always exciting, man. So hey, as always, guys, follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Those Two Dudes Podcast. Those Two Dudes, TikTok. Well, I just said that already. Those Two Dudes, Facebook, Twitter, Spotify. Always check us out on Spotify, man. Go decorate your house. Go put up Christmas lights. I put up Christmas lights in the back of my house, man. It's not as appealing as, you know, what the movies make it look like, or Home Depot commercials.
You did it in the back. I'm guessing you did it.
Yeah, like on the house,
too, right?
on the house, dude. It's scary. It's scary out there, man. It's not. It's yeah. I think you need to up your life insurance policy if you're gonna start putting Christmas lights out on your top pillars or something, because that's what I did, and it was like, you know, like this, you might need to rethink. And I didn't even realize, but there are, and I don't, it's people, there are several people and businesses that you can hire for them to come over and put up lights for you. They put them up and they take them down.
My girlfriend, she decorates like rich people's Christmas trees because she works at a Christmas store. So that's
right. Yeah.
And yeah, she was at some rich lady's house the other day decorating a Christmas tree. She's done it. So yeah, they hire, to your point, they hire people to do lights, Christmas trees, all kinds of stuff like that.
That's crazy. That is crazy. I would love to be in a position where, a financial position where, like, we should hire somebody to come decorate our tree.
Yeah. Yeah. They charge a lot too. So
my God. Well, man. Anyways, drop a comment. Let us know what movies we got wrong. I'm sure you guys will have a lot of opinions on that. Who's in your top 10? Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Obviously, the answer is yes, but tell us why. Go decorate. Go put up lights. Go get in the Christmas spirit, guys. Go make some cookies. Got to have some cookies, man. It's okay to put on a little fluff this month, right? I know we all like to be healthy, work out, but, you know, maybe, you know, it's okay. It's okay. It's cold. You got to bundle up. Get a little fluffy. It's okay.
It's a good time of the year to have a little extra fluff.
Yeah. You never know. Bears do it. Why can't we? So yeah, get out there. Hope everyone has a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, whatever holiday you're celebrating. Happy holidays to everybody. But keep a lookout. We'll be doing more here soon. Obviously, talking more football, more college football, specifically with bowl games, and NBA season is ramping up. And then baseball is in a lockout now. We just talked about this in the last episode, but they're officially in a lockout. So that's pretty crazy.
Hey,
I don't know.
Hold on. I'm not huge on baseball. I know they were talking about it. There's a lockout right now.
They are officially in a lockout.
So if they don't work something out, I guess the owners and the players union or whatever, if they don't work something out by whenever baseball
it's not starts, they are in a lockout. So they can't.
Yeah, but it's not baseball season right
now. No, it's the off season. And that's when they had the current agreement to expire, was in the off season. And it has since expired. So they are in a lockout. So the only people that can communicate are the owners and, you know, the players association, whatever. Teams and free agents, they cannot communicate.
Right.
And there's a ton of big name free agents out there that just can't do anything right now.
So they can do nothing until there's agreement.
Correct.
And how wide are we on this agreement? Well, what we could talk about that in another episode.
Yeah, we can. But just to answer that question, I mean, they're in a lockout for a reason, because they had one more conversation right before the lockout, and word on the street is that they're very far apart.
Okay, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah. But we'll leave it at that. Guys, check us out again. Follow us everywhere. Give us a shout. Like and subscribe. Thumbs up. Put the notification bell. Happy holidays. Let us know what your favorite movies are, your pastimes, and your favorite desserts. It's that dude, Josh.
That's that dude, Ruben.
Let's go. Check us out.